What's up, man? So look, we're gonna do this prediction between the, I guess, upcoming fight between Rolando Rolly Romero and Isak Pitbull Cruz that's supposed to take place. Uh, I don't know when it's supposed to take place. This is according to Rolly that he will be fighting Isak Cruz next. So we'll see, but we just gonna do a prediction for it anyway. Fuck it. So let's do a tale of the tape. So we got Rolando Romero stands at 15 wins, one loss, 13 wins by knockout. His only loss was a knockout loss at the hands of Javante Tank Davis uh, back in 2022. All right, 6 round knockout. Rolly has an 86% knockout ratio, one of the hardest punchers in boxing, and he's a 140 pounder now, so he's one of the hardest punchers up there so far. Okay, so he's 28 years old, 5'8", with a 68-inch arm reach. Okay, so Rolly's arms ain't that long, a little bit longer than a half an inch shorter than Tank's. So Rolly got dinosaur T-Ranosaurus Rex arms, man. It's crazy. Rolly, he's the champion now. He's a WBA World Super Champion. He got the belt at during a controversial win over Ishmael Barroso. A lot of people believe he actually lost that fight. It was stopped too soon, in favor of Rolly. You know how this shit work. Uh, so Rolly is now a real champion now at 140. Go figure, right? Rolando Romero is a very awkward fighter, very unorthodox, very unpredictable punches. He doesn't tuck his chin when he fights. He always has his chin up in the air. Uh, Weird footwork, if you want to call it that. Very athletic though. He can move around the ring. Never seen him really get tired. Very heavy hands. Tank even said it. He said he hit really hard, so he's a hard puncher. Down at 135, I would assume he'll carry that power up to 140. We saw him against Barroso. I mean, I never really seen him really hurt him. The dude was 40 years old, and he actually rocked and wobbled Rolly with a left. Rolly is very susceptible to left hands, bro. Very. Keep that in mind. All right. His chin, I don't know. He got hit by Tank. He took a lot of Tank's punches early on in the fight. He just got knocked out by something that he didn't see. But I think Rolly's chin is pretty solid, I guess. It's not the worst. Now, let's go on to his opponent, Isak Cruz. Okay, he is at 25 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 17 wins by knockout. He has a 68% knockout ratio. So Isak Cruz is a pretty decent puncher. Okay, not the heaviest puncher, but a pretty good puncher. He's at 25 years old, 5'4" with a 63-inch arm reach, very short arms. So Rolly has the height and the reach over him. Isak Cruz has the youth advantage. Isak Cruz, I used to underestimate his defense. He's a very tight fighter, very defensively sound fighter, man. Very closed in, very compact fighter. Shows little remnants of the Mike Tyson peekaboo stance. He punches out of his high guard. He moves his head pretty good. Very good upper body movement. Good uppercuts. Good overheads. Good left hooks. All right. Underestimated defense, bro. Tank could hardly, Tank was trying to hit him with some shit. He was hitting him too. And I think his chin is pretty solid. I mean, look at his damn jawline, bro. You look at Isak Cruz's chin. He has a Roblox chin, bro. Those chins are hard to crack, bro. He's a pressure fighter. He comes forward the entire fight, and it's almost like it's educated pressure. Though he's mastered what he does best. He's not like a sloppy come forward fighter. He's like a you got to almost like it's almost graceful in a way because it's like he's like a Terminator. Like he keeps coming, but it's like he knows where he's gonna land them punches at, and he brings his hand right back up to his face. Like very good defense, man. Isaac Cruz, very good defense. So let's take a look at the last three opponents of these guys. All right, Rolando Romero. Let's look at his last three fights. Ishmael Barroso didn't look too good to me. Wasn't impressed by that performance at all. Barroso, a 40-year-old vet, was working him in that fight. I think he won that fight, in my opinion. That was a robbery, man. So I give that was a poor performance by Rolly. The Tank Davis performance, Rolly did very well up until he started getting greedy in the sixth round. And he got knocked out. But he did really good in the beginning. Patience, good counter punching, very good defense, kept distance control good until he decided, he felt like he had him. And he didn't. Then he fought again. He only fought once last year, fought once in 2022, and then he fought in 2021. He fought how many times? He fought twice. And that third fight, for the Tank fight, was a guy named Anthony Yigit. Okay, nobody knew who the hell that was. Rolly just beat him around the whole ring. Yigit had some good times in that fight. Couple of good shots he landed. He used to have no power. Rolly looked very sloppy, but he was looking good to us, to a lot of people out there. He looked like he was doing his thing, but he was just pretty much street fighting him in that ring, man. He dropped Yigit like 3 times. And then Rolly got in that fight, I think he got a point taken away, hitting on the break. So he was in there really street fighting, brawling with him, man. And he still won. He won the fight by knockout, 7th round. But his best performance out of those 3 fights was against Tank Davis. He had the most patience, the most skilled, because he had to be. All right? That was his best performance. His knockout loss was his best performance, ironically, all right? His 2 TKO performances were not. Ishmael Barroso, he didn't do good at all. The Anthony Yigit fight did better. And the Tank Davis, he did the best. So he did good, to my opinion, in pretty much 2 of the last 3 fights, man. Especially the Tank fight. He did okay against Yigit. He did really good against Tank. He did poor against Barroso. Isaac Cruz, his last 3 fights. Last fight was Giovanni Cabrera. Cruz with the distance. He got deducted a point for headbutt in the 8th round. The reason why he did the headbutt, probably he got frustrated because that Giovanni Cabrera dude, bro, he's one of these fighters that I be telling y'all about that he will spoil. He's a party spoiler, bro. Like he's in the same class of fighters like the Karen Chukazars, the Artums, the Sandor Martins. He's like in that group of fighters right there. Giovanni Cabrera. Dude has a solid ass chin. He was taking hell of his shots from Isaac Cruz. Never seemed hurt. And he lost. Isaac got a split decision. That dude couldn't punch. He was slow. He had a weird style to him, but he still was frustrating the hell out of Isaac Cruz that entire fight. So I'll give it up to Giovanni Cabrera. That is probably why a lot of people ain't gonna want to fight that dude. All right. And Isaac Cruz he didn't look too good. He was having trouble cutting the dude off. He was having kind of like trouble trying to like find his rhythm. So his performance was to me like a B- almost. The fight back in 2022 against Eduardo Ramirez. I mean, that was a second round knockout. He absolutely destroyed him. Second round. And then he fought Yoriokas Gamboa back before that fight. All right, so that was the last three fights. He knocked out Gamboa in the fifth round. Knocked him down like multiple times in that fight. Looked good against Gamboa, but who doesn't really look good against Gamboa at this point in Gamboa's career, right? So his best performance out of all of these fights was only a 2-round fight. It was against Eduardo Ramirez. So these last three fights from Isaac Cruz, he ain't really showed us much by anybody. He didn't really show us much. He couldn't knock out Giovanni Cabrera. He got a second round knockout. It's not really sharpening his skills against Eduardo Ramirez. And then Gamboa was like a light sparring session almost. So he got fifth round knockout with Gamboa. So when you compare him, who had the better last three fights? You could arguably say Isaac Cruz. All right, because look, he didn't lose. He didn't lose any of his last three fights. Rolly did. He got knocked out. Looked bad against Barroso. Got gifted a belt, and then he was looking just street fighting, brawling Anthony Yiggin. But then you look at Isaac Cruz. He knocked out. He got the split decision win against Cabrera. Knocked this dude out in the second round. The next fight, and Gamboa in the fifth round. If the Tank fight was up in that third one, you would definitely put Isaac Cruz way over the top against Rolly. He's over the top anyway. So this fight is going to look like this pretty much. Isaac Cruz is not going to back up from Rolly. All right? Tank was probably Isaac's hardest puncher to date. And he did not take one step back hardly in that fight against Tank Davis. And I don't want to see here, because Tank's head was broke. It wouldn't have mattered because his head wasn't broke the whole fight, and you never saw him before his head was broke. Was Isaac stepping back? No. So, against Rolly, he's gonna press Rolly. It's gonna be a pressure fight. You're gonna see a lot of probably feet tangling up. Very awkward. Rolly's awkward. So it might take some time for Isaac to really time him. I would say maybe around the fifth round, Isaac will probably figure him out as far as how to get to Rolly, because Rolly sometimes he got good athleticism, so moving backwards a lot, lateral, trying to keep distance from Isaac, because Isaac got the short arms. You know, you might see that a little bit, but until Rolly decide he want to sit there and mix it up with Isaac, you're gonna probably see pockets of that, like some exchanges. Ultimately, though, I think Isaac Cruz is a better skilled fighter than Rolando Romero. Rolly is not going to connect the way he's not going to connect as much as Tank did against Isaac Cruz. That's not going to happen. I don't see it. But I do see Isaac connected, because Isaac was connected against Tank. So I definitely see Isaac Cruz connected in that ring against Rolly. All right. Do I see a knockout? Yeah. This fight, I think, is going to be a knockout as well. And it's going to be a left hook. He's going to crack Rolly with a left. I'd say round, man, I get that shit. 7th round or 8th round knockout for Isaac Cruz. And Isaac Cruz is going to be the new champion at 140. Yeah. This is going to be almost like a karma calling for Rolly for that gift win he got. So Isaac Cruz is coming to take that belt. I guarantee that. I don't see the fight going the distance. If it do, hey, I see Isaac. I don't see him outboxing Isaac Cruz either. So if anybody get a decision with it, it'll be Isaac Cruz. But I don't see this fight going the distance. Isaac is coming in there to knock his head off like he always do. So I got Isaac Cruz by, I'll give Rolly 8 rounds by 8th round stoppage of Rolando Romero to become the new what belt is that Rolly got? The WBA? The new WBA 140-pound champion. Super lightweight. Let me know what y'all think. This is Rebel Life Boxing. Drop comments, man. Let's talk about it. I'll catch y'all later.